Very good morning to all the viewers, including younger advocates and also general public. Today, video number 10 up to video numbers 1 to 9 are already in circulation. On the last occasion, we have discussed about in video number 9 about section 13 of the TP Act. So, the 13 deals with transfer for benefit of unborn persons. So, జన్మించని వ్యక్తి యుతం కొరకు చేసే బదిలీ. So, transfer of property act, what is transfer of property act defense is that the transferee should be a living person. But here is a condition, the person is not in existence. So, under those circumstances, what we have discussed is one prior interest has to be created. Suppose A is transferring property to B. He wanted to transfer property to the son of B who is unborn. So, what he has to do, he has to first create a prior interest in favor of B for his lifetime. After his lifetime to the unborn person absolutely. So, the prior interest to be created before for the benefit of unborn person. So, prior interest is important, that is what we have discussed last occasion. These are all sections 14 and 13, 14. These sections deals with rules to be observed for creating future interests. So, this way for unborn person a prior interest has to be prior interest has to be to be created. So, today incidentally I have to recap the issues also, because today section is section 14, rule against perpetuity. So, this is also very important section. So, శాశ్వత బదిలీ విరుద్ధ నియమములు తెలుగులో ఏమనొచ్చు అంటే శాశ్వత బదిలీ విరుద్ధ నియమములు అంటే శాశ్వత బదిలీకి వ్యతిరేకంగా ఈ సెక్షన్ కొన్ని నియమాలు పెట్టింది అనమాట. రూల్ అగైనెస్ట్ పర్పిచ్యూటీ. సో, పర్పిచ్యూటీ మీన్స్ eternity or infinity, or we say continuous long period. To understand in our own language, in a simple language to understand means perpetuity means eternity and also infinity. There is no end for this. Context of Transfer of Property Act refers to the creation of an interest in present, but which is to take effect after an infinitely long time. So, that is not allowed. So, under this rule, one cannot postpone the vesting of property in a transfer beyond a certain limit. The period for which vesting may lawfully be postponed is called the perpetuity period. So, this rule is against perpetuity, defines the perpetuating period is to be found in section 14 of TP Act. So, here now we have to first this is the meaning of perpetuity, then we have to we will go to definition what it says. So, as I said, perpetuity means longer period, lasting forever. Suppose it is unending also we can say. So, simple example, suppose you go to bank and make some deposit. Can you make a deposit without there being a date of maturity? Can you? There should be a date of maturity, isn't it? Without date of maturity, you can't make a deposit. Similarly, so perpetuity means this is unending. So, you can't make deposit for unending period. There should be some maturity date. Similarly, in case of transfer of property also. So, what section 14 says, no transfer of property can operate to create an interest which is to take effect after the lifetime of one or more persons living at the date of such transfer, and the minority of some person who shall be in existence at the expiration of that period, and to whom, if he attains full age, the interest creating is to belong. So, one or more persons. So, one cannot, no transfer of property can operate more than one or two generations only. You can't keep on postponing. Suppose A transfers a property B to his lifetime, and after B, his son to his lifetime, and after him, his son's son to his lifetime, and after his grandson's son to his lifetime. Like that, you cannot keep on locking the property in one family. ఒక కుటుంబంలో ఆస్తిని ఉంచాలని చెప్పి వందల సంవత్సరాలు దాన్ని అట్లా ఉంచకూడదు, లాక్ చేయకూడదు అనమాట. స్టాటిక్గా ఉంచకూడదు. దట్ ఈస్ ది పాలసీ బిహైండ్ దిస్ law of perpetuity. So here, ikkada any number of living persons can be one unborn person with timeline of pregnancy and attaining majority, that is period of gestation. So any number of living persons, but there should be one unborn person at the end of the day with the timeline of pregnancy and attaining majority. So pregnancy and attaining majority means the gestation will be about majority age is 18 years and the pregnancy period is 280 days or 9 months, whatever it may be. So this much is only allowed. Beyond that, to unborn person you can't keep it. That is one of the condition in this gestation period is it is like that. Then coming to, so as far as the scope and applicability is concerned, the policy of law favoring free circulation of property and its alienability within reasonable limits led to evaluation of rules relating to vesting of estates. The circulation is prevented if vesting is delayed unreasonably, hampered unduly or made uncertain. The property should not remain ownerless. So this is what the Law Commission in the 70th report has said. Under section 14, no transfer of property can operate to create an interest which is to take effect after the lifetime of one or more persons living at the time of such transfer. Its object is to restrain the creation of future conditional interest in the property. It is not applicable to contracts which do not create rights in the property. So this is what the scope of this thing. Then what are the essentials? What are the important things in this is to attract section 14 is, first, the transfer should be to create an interest in favor of an unborn person, that is ultimate beneficiary, and there should be a transfer of interest. And another important thing is that must take effect after lifetime of one or two generations living at the one or can say more persons living at the date of such a transfer and during the minority of the unborn person. Then the unborn person must be in existence at the time of expiration of interest of the living persons. That is common. So which means that the vesting of interest in favor of beneficiary, ultimate beneficiary may be postponed only to the up to the life or lives of a living persons, and plus the minority of ultimate beneficiary, but not beyond that. And up to, as I said previously, gestation period. What is the main advantages behind this rule against perpetuity, section 14? So first of all, it will not allow the property to be kept in the one family, same family for unlimited time. So this also ensures that one should utilize his property for his benefit. This, see, we have to apply this section 14 practically, rule against perpetuity. Suppose one A is there, he is the owner of property. So he conveys property to life interest to his son with a vested remainder to the grandson. Again, that is okay. Then what will happen? A conveys to B for his life, and after him to C for his life, and after him to D for his life, and after him to some unborn person. So these many this type of postponing the absolute interest is not allowed under this rule. Why? Because just practically let us imagine, it is what is going on also today. Suppose A conveys a property to B for his life and to his son absolutely. So what is happening? See, according to the time, the transfer of property, the manner of transfer of property has to be changed. What happened now? Son is educated and he is in other country. Now the father who is given only a life interest, he is here cultivating the land. Now it has become, without the help of son, and it has become for him very difficult to do cultivation of paddy in his land of suppose say 10 acres. So he is not able to cultivate, and also due to changing time, more educated people have emerged, and there is no manpower, and so many other reasons he is not able to cultivate. Now what happens if he is not able to cultivate? Sell that property and invest in some other way which is beneficial to him. Now he can't sell also, he can't use for his purpose, because his son has to come from US, or he has to give power of attorney, and this son is not knowing the practical problems here. He says don't sell, keep it. If he keep it also, he can't come from or other country, and he do not know the boundaries, he can't do anything. So like that, for one generation this is the practical problem, and 2 or 3 generations. So therefore the property is kept long time, keep on giving life interest. This is the practical problem that is faced, because we have to change our manner of activities suiting the changing times. So here that is the problem here. So because of this rule against perpetuity, you can utilize your land for your own purpose. You can sell it if you want and invest in another one, because you become old, you are not able to cultivate the land and there is no support from your family. Then you can invest some other way by selling the property. So you can use for yourself. So that is one of the most advantage of this rule. Of course, there are incidents where a father of a child is habitual of vices and squandering away the funds. Of course, in exceptional cases, the grandfather normally puts the property on the name of their grandchildren. That is very exceptional cases, but not in every case. You want to preserve the property only for your family, not only your son, grandson and great-grandson, great-great-great-grandson. That is not allowed. Then this practical problems I have just now I have discussed the practical problem. So nobody can enjoy the property himself. So that is the main. Achha, then one what all where this property, this rule against perpetuity is not applicable. Rule against restrictions in this rule against perpetuity, it will not apply. Somebody has done some charity, conveyed some property to the temple, or in favor of idol, or he has given for some other public purpose to promote some education, whatever it may be. So for those cases this rule is not applicable. Then also in case of contracts, no interest is conveyed. Though in case of personal contracts this is not applicable. Similarly, the properties given for public purposes. These are also not, this rule is not applicable. అలాగే పర్సనల్ దెన్ preemptive clause. So I have already explained what is preemption. Suppose the four brothers are there, they have partitioned their family properties. One brother is not having children, so he may likely to sell the property. So other brothers can put a condition that in case you sell the limited condition, they are not telling you don't alienate, but in case you alienate, give post option to us for the same rate, we will purchase if possible. So that for preemptive clause also, this rule against perpetuity is not applicable. Then leases with a clause of renewals, these are not applicable. In case of permanent leases, it is not applicable. Again, Waqful Awlad. So Waqful Awlad created by Muslims is valid, does not offend this rule of perpetuity. That is AR 1998 Supreme Court 2986. It is held. ఇదేంటంటే ఇస్లామిక్ చట్టం ప్రకారం ఈ దాతృత్వ నిధికి సంబంధించింది. ఇది సాధారణంగా ఆస్తులను తిరిగి పొందే ఉద్దేశం లేకుండా ముస్లిం మతపరమైన లేదా దాతృత్వ ప్రయోజనాల కోసం భవనము లేక భూమి లేక ఇతర ఆస్తులు దానం చేస్తారు పర్మనెంట్లీ ఫర్ దిస్ వకఫ్. So in those in that circumstances also, this rule against perpetuity is not applicable. In also, this is regarding this. Then and another, there are some judgments where the gifts are gift executed are declared void because the property interest is alienated against perpetuity when it is made of mobile property to a son with a gift of shares in the property to son's son when they should attain the age of 21 years. So this is not allowed, certainly. Only gestation period, what I said, is 18 plus 9 months during the womb period, when the child remains in the womb. So that is what last occasion I said, that is the gestation period, 9 months or 280 days, whatever it may be. Then similarly, no bequest is the 1 rule of Indian Succession Act is 25 is analogous to 1925 is analogous to this section. So what that section says is, no bequest is valid whereby the vesting of thing bequeathed may be delayed beyond the lifetime of one or more persons living at the testator's death and the minority of some person who shall be in existence at the expiration of that period, and to whom, if he attains full age, the thing bequeathed is to belong. So this is analogous. Section 14 of Transfer of Property Act and Section 114 of Indian Succession Act, they are all one and the same. These are all about important aspects as far as rule against perpetuity is concerned. So this is also a very important rule we must know. So as I have explained, this rule is intended to see that the property circulation of the property is halted in one family only, without there being conveying absolute interest. So it's only 1 or 2 generations, okay. Beyond that, the law against perpetuity rule will come into picture. So why this is not, see, this is not a economic activity at large. It is there, but what is happening practically, I have explained just now, within the one family, economic activity will be halted. Why it is halted, I have already explained. Because a father of 90 years old, he was given only life interest by his father, and his son, the remainder to son. Son is somewhere else outside the India. The father is ultimately not able to cultivate the land. So when he is not able to cultivate the land, what he has to do? Due to one reason or the other. So he has to sell his land and invest in somewhere else where he can feed himself very easily. So now problem is he can't cultivate the land because the no support of his children, and another thing is that he can't sell it also. So the economic activity within the one family is only it is locked because of this type of postponing of absolute interest for generations together. So this is a sufferance. Forget about paying stamp duty and registration fees to the government whenever there is a alienation of with absolute interest, that is sale deed or whatever it may be. That is secondary. First, in the one family itself, the economic activity will come down. So this is the reason, because it is against public policy to keep rotating the property. ఒక ఫ్యామిలీలోనే అట్లాగే చుట్టూ 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 తిరుగుతూ ఉండేటట్టు మనం ది ప్రాపర్టీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తాం అనేది ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇల్లీగల్. It is against this rule, against perpetuity. So I think I made it clear this aspect by giving an example also. So it's a very important section, and there are also exceptions also. I said where there is a personal agreement of sale and privately entered between two parties, there in fact no interest is conveyed by the agreement. So for that it is not applicable, and also where there is a preemptive clause, also this rule is not applicable. And also during when someone donates land or house to the temple or some other charitable purpose, also it is not applicable. Even in Muslims also same rule, whenever a waqf is created in the family by way of gift of land or building to this thing, any property, this rule is not applicable. And in case of permanent leases also, the clauses that was imposed in the permanent leases also, this clause is not applicable. And in the leases also, or renewal of leases also, this clause is not applicable. So these are all the exceptions. So I think I made myself clear, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you very much. Next video will be sections 15, 16 and so on. Thank you very much.
మన ఏలూరు మన చందన డిసెంబర్ 3వ తేదీ నుండి సిల్వర్ జూబ్లీ వేడుకలు, 25వ వార్షికోత్సవం సందర్భంగా ఉచిత బహుమతుల సంబరాలు, అన్ని రకాల వస్త్రాలపై అప్ టు 59% తగ్గింపు, 1+1, 1+2 మరియు కాంబో ఆఫర్స్, 2500 రూపాయల వస్త్రాల కొనుగోలుపై వెండి నాణెం ఉచితం. వార్షికోత్సవం సందర్భంగా కేవలం కొద్ది రోజులు మాత్రమే 1500 రూపాయల వస్త్రాల కొనుగోలుపై ఫ్రాక్స్, టాప్స్, మెన్స్ టీ-షర్ట్స్, సూరత్ సారీ ఏదైనా ఒకటి 25 రూపాయలు మాత్రమే. ప్రత్యేక కౌంటర్ లో పాలికాట్ మంగళగిరి సారీ 25 రూపాయలు మాత్రమే. ఉదయం 10 గంటల నుండి మధ్యాహ్నం 1 గంట వరకు ఒకరికి ఒక చీర మాత్రమే. 575 రూపాయల మెన్స్ షర్ట్ కొంటే రెండవ షర్ట్ 25 రూపాయలు మాత్రమే. 92.5 సిల్వర్ జ్యువెలరీపై 25% తగ్గింపు. శుభప్రదం చందన స్వర్ణాభరణం. చందన బ్రదర్స్ షాపింగ్ మాల్, మెయిన్ బజార్, ఏలూరు.